Okay, this is a video for the FiiO FB1. This is a wireless in-ear, basically an in-ear monitor. Everything is about Bluetooth nowadays. Specifications: dynamic driver, 13 millimeter. That's pretty big, actually. Biggest one usually would be the 16 millimeters by Sony, so this is fairly large. And other companies have used 16. I believe maybe FiiO has in the past. So 13 is a good size little driver there. aptX, AAC, SBC, 8 hours usage approximately. I'll check that out. I guess with a regular wall wart, you're looking at about 2 hours of charge time. So I'll go ahead and open that. It's very sunny, and we have a high, about 80 chance probability of a dog barking behind me, so apologies in advance. That's the weather report. Open the box, take it out. You've got their soft case, and then there's something else in there. Pull this out. Trap door. Tips. The covers, looks like we got medium, large and small maybe, and then we've got the covers, and then the covers that got the little ear slides in them. And there's also a charger for them. Open it up. Something that might jump out at you, that jumps out at me as I'm holding this, is that this doesn't support LDAC or aptX HD. So looking at the advertisements with the schoolgirl and the demographic that's being targeted with this is clearly younger people. They can just, put this thing, stick it in the bag, and then go to the gym, I suppose, or whatever they want to do. So when I listen to this, I'm going to keep that in mind, because there's no way that this is aimed at audiophiles. And I would assume, and I've assumed lots of stuff and been pretty correct, that if FiiO has got a player with aptX HD and also LDAC, that they're going to have ear gear that's also supporting that LDAC, aptX HD, and maybe of whatever other codecs come along that are cutting edge. But they have the device that supports that. These don't. So for an audiophile, these would be eliminated right away. I'm not sure the price of this. Some people say, why don't you check the prices? Why don't you check the prices? I live in Japan. It's probably more expensive than what you'd pay. So I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and pause this video for a second. Let me take a closer look at it first. It's got a very dense mesh on it. It's got the drivers inside here. I'm not really big into Bluetooth of this kind myself, but this hobby is interesting because you sometimes learn what you like when you try it. You don't know. Okay, that would be backwards. Let's get this back. Or no. Getting very close to just pausing this camera. Okay, yeah, I'm going to pause the camera. You guys don't need to see that. Okay. I went ahead and paired this with the... Go ahead and turn it on. Push this button. Now it's looking... If you hold that button down, Qualcomm aptX puts it up. So I imagine that I'm in the game. Let me go into Bluetooth to show what I got. I got the FiiO FB1. I got the FiiO UBTR. which is this, which will be coming up in another video, and the Mi Audio. All of these things are paired absolutely smooth as butter on warm toast, and it shows this is being connected right now. So let me get out of there, go back here, go into FiiO Music, play a DSD. I want to be starting something about Billie Jean. Let me pause this. Okay, listen to this. I listened to a few different songs actually, got myself back to Billie Jean. When I first listened to this, I was listening to, see if I can get out of here. This has a unique kind of thing where if you just swipe up, you don't get anything, but it'll take you back to the previous screen. Listening to Tupac, the bass is, this reminds me of the first time when FiiO did, there's the dog. FiiO did like a rebrand of the Dunus, the metal kind of heavy ones, and those had good bass, kind of lean in the mids. You know what, that's a sucky comparison, so cancel that out. I would say that these sound close to the, bass-wise, these sound close to the FH1s. So these clearly have a pop tuning, but they don't sound that recessed. If I listen to something like the Logical Song by Supertramp, which is really a vocal, 70s vocal centric, they don't sound too recessed. I think the drawback to these would be the fact that they're not supporting the latest codec, which FiiO can support. So their latest device, which is for Bluetooth devices, this is very easy. This actually sounds good if you get a good seal. If I push this button, it's taken me back. So I don't know if there's another way that I can, plug this in and set it. I would, volume up and volume down, I guess, would be what I would like. But this is actually change track. This is clearly for, the pop masses, which is the massive meat of the market. People criticize Beats and stuff. Well, every company that you love and adore, audiophiles, has made their own, urbanites or whatever to try to get a piece of that massive market. So this is FiiO's. It's got a bassy sound. Treble's clear. It doesn't sound that bad. Something like this by Supertramp sounds completely fine. The issue with this would be that it's not equipped with the latest codec to communicate with this, so that this doesn't have LDAC. But, and I'm not making excuses for FiiO. Okay, fuck it, I am. Would an audiophile really be looking for LDAC quality sound if they're in the gym? Because I gotta assume this is for a student putting it in their backpack, or somebody going to the gym. And critical listening is really not what you do at the gym. You're focused on your training. So I wouldn't have a problem. I would prefer if these had, I'm an ear hook guy, so the fit seems fine. I'm going to actually test these because I'm an active person and go out and do stuff with it. Sound-wise, though, not a problem at all. What eats at me a little bit is the fact that this has LDAC and this doesn't support that. But their advertisement is pictures of, schoolgirls with their school uniforms, and it's clearly not aimed at audiophiles. Or it is for the audiophile that's got a busy schedule, doesn't care about quality, depending on the situation, situational condition. When you're sitting at home, or depending on what you're doing. But going to the gym is not really the place where or on the train, or this is all about convenience. So I don't know what the price is, but I assume it's not that expensive. Do I wreck it? Bluetooth is still, I hate to say I'm an audiophile because I don't even want to. No, I'm not an audiophile. I like to have the best I can get. I have DSD files. I don't have an MP3 file in my collection. That's been gone for a long time. I believe in every little bit counts. So for me personally, if this has LDAC ability, I'd want this. Does it make a fucking difference? No, it doesn't. Not really. Not for what this is designed for, clearly. But I'm just that type of guy. For all the other people that are not so, anal retentive OCD, I would think that these would be fine. Tuning is bass dominant. Everything else sounds reasonable. If there's a weak point, it could be the mids, but on a song like the Supertramp, it's not really an issue. I've heard some stuff that, I thought, okay, these are not bad. The design is, they fit good. I'm not a fan of this kind of design, but I'm just doing a video, and the sound impressions would be bass is the dominant. These would be similar to the FH1s without I think those have good mids actually because of the driver that's pretty much for mids, and treble. This is a single driver, and it's tuned with the bass elevated. So I think the treble would probably be raised, that would be the definition of a V-shaped sig. Not that bad. This is 11 minutes long. Do I wreck it? If you're active, go to the gym, and if you want to get something that's affordable, I would. This depends on your lifestyle. I don't know who's watching this video. Would I use these? The likelihood is probably not that much, because I'm gonna get something that's. I gotta think that FiiO's gonna have something that's like a top of the line wireless with LDAC support, and that's gonna be selling like hotcakes. And this is one of their moves into the Bluetooth IMs. So I would pass on this one myself personally. But there's a lot of people I'm sure that'll be interested, especially the people that they're actually aiming at, which is not me. It's the people in advertisement photographs. And for them, I would think this would probably be a very good choice. I don't know what else they got to choose from out there. Next video is going to be the UBTR, which I already have connected to this. And this is basically a way for me to take my FH1s, plug it into this, and then clip this on my shirt, and then it's basically a Bluetooth amp, and not have, so I can still take my wired stuff and make Bluetooth, because I don't have to, I have it connected to this little thing that's hidden behind my shirt or wherever, and this is in a bag separately, so I can do the wireless lifestyle differently from this. Whereas this, I would actually probably go with this route myself, but other people, I see this all the time right now in Japan. This is very popular, this kind of stuff. Very, very popular, actually. Maybe it's an Asian thing, or I'm not paying attention to what's going on in the world, which is quite possible. So personally, I'd probably go for this configuration, but that's a nut for a later vid. So this is the FiiO FB1. It's got bass. Mids are not that bad on a track that's pretty much vocals. Typical 70s rock, like not quite arena rock, but very popular if you know this music. Sounds totally fine. I'm not feeling like the vocals are way in the background, but the bass is clearly dominant. But I like that, so I'm cool with that. This would probably be, it's got the number 1, so this would be probably the entry level, and I think they said what the naming scheme was, and I guess the B is for Bluetooth. So maybe FiiO Bluetooth 1, this would be the first, salvo in that game, and then 2 or 3 or whatever the number's coming. They're going to have one that's got LDAC right there, and that would be the one that I would be most interested in myself. But there's nothing really to pick with this. 14 minutes, way too long. If this is less than $50, I'd wreck it just like that, because that's not bad for what it does in its sound quality. If it costs more than that, I wouldn't know what the market competition would be. And I'd also start considering the fact of what codecs are supported. So this is the first shot into that arena according to the numbering, FB1. So looking forward to the 2 and the 3 and hoping that one of those supports LDAC. And that is the FiiO FB1. Bass dominant, mid's not bad, treble's fine. Not badly tuned at all if you get a good seal. Not at all. But, you know, LDAC, I want it. Give it to me. And that's it. We're out. And like I said, next video is going to be the way that I would probably go personally, which would be the UBTR. Thank you to FiiO, as always. Much appreciation.